for the beach. And Captain Christian's back with yet another tegumented review of some twerps. For the beach, bros. For the beach. Stay freaky and never give up. And remember that the OSD 300 Pro is still for sale. Listed on eBay. No one's fucking buying it. But it's listed at £1,100, which I think is a fair price for a legendary high Jezovier's Vivorka, but in the face. So in the meantime, Geff hasn't got much new, but we have something interesting that we've never done before, and I've never had all these freaks before, and so let's please enjoy some of my finest twerps, mine and Mr. June's finest twerps. And this is apart from this little twat, we have the collection of our heavy hitters. And, you know, for some people these are not heavy hitters, but for us they are. These are the A-Tels. These are Seiko's top tier Hattori Bayat's family's best offerings. There are others, but these ones are the best we have. So let me put my spectaculations on and begin this review of these shitters. So, the first one, of course, probably has to be the least loved one and the least expensive one. And this is the Seiko SLA065. And this fucking light. I hope you like my kitchen clock and the fact that all of these highs have been synchronized on a daily. Look at it. And that's the testament to the accuracy of the SLA035. He's still running almost the same across 4 twerps after several hours of settage. Atomic high on a daily. Now look at it. This is for the beach. This is the 065 SLA, and this is a Save the Ocean, and this is a modern and I'm gonna have to change the camera angle here because it looks fucking shit. Bros, never give up. But look, this is a modern reinterpretation of the 62 MAS. The fact is that this was limited to 1,300 pieces, and the price of this this piece of shitter, cost 2,670 GBP as new. Mr. June price, of course, as we all have come to know and expect. This is what all my bros need to realize is the price that you can pay for one of these in mint condition. And Mr. June price for this was 1,300 GBP, British pounds. Not sure what that is in American pounds, but I expect it's about $1,600 or something like that. So for a new one, do not even buy, because it will lose £1,000 plus off its value. It's like buying a new Hyundai or some other shitwig factory twerp. It is great, but it is not worth its list price. And this one is a fine example. It is beautiful. We'll do some specs. It's listed as 13.1 millimeters of thickness. So what is it? Well, it's about that. They listed as a 41.3 millimeter diameter. We'll see. It's not far away. And they also claim that it has a 47.6 millimeter lug to lug. So let's see what kind of lug to lug we're dealing with. 47.5. Fuck's sake, Seiko Hattori Bayat. Get rid of yourself and kill yourself, because you are lying to us all. Of course, the 20mm lugs cannot be disputed, and all of the eagle-eyed amongst you and the true JDM pedos will already have noticed that this watch was not served from the factory on a stainless pasek or bransoletta. This one came on a silicone strap, but it was so shit that we fucked it off immediately, and Mr. June has opted for this rather nice strap code Super Oyster, which he picked up from Amazon on some kind of deal day for 80 PLN or 80 GBP. So £80 for this beautiful screwed link hoy. Look at the state of it. Get rid of it. Further page. And look at the fucking state. Absolutely fantastic. It's a 200-meter water-resistant dive watch, so they say, ISO certified, by the fact that it has the sliver upon the 3 o'clock. We'll not talk about the elephant in the room until later. Beautiful handset, stick hands, absolutely proper. Get rid of them. Look at the polishing and brushwork. Freaky as fuck, bros. What the fuck do you think about that? The only thing that is not for the beach is the bezel, which is, for my taste, far too shiny. And and don't forget, this watch is for sale on eBay. Fuck off, bros, you idiots. No one wants to fucking buy it. I don't know why. It's a fucking legend. I mean, I don't want to sell it, but get rid of it immediately. So, let's slap him on the Nadgas deck. This Super Oyster is something quite lovely. It's all milled. The clasp is a bit gedge, but it's very well made. I can't deny that. Mr. June knows what's up. Stay freaky, 3K clip barb. Mr. June's wife, she has over 3,000 subs on a daily, but look at that. Just fucking look at it. This is a 19 centimeter wrist. It is neither small nor large. I would say it's medium size, bordering on upper medium, but look at the fucking state of that. What a shit wig. But yes, this bezel, I'm afraid it's too shiny. It does feature no ceramic, although it looks as if it might have done. It is black titanium carbon coating on top of stainless steel, and it's very nice, but for my taste, and listen, you want to hear that? What is that thing there? Get the fuck off my bezel, bro. Fuck off. Go away. Fuck it. Look at it. There's no shrouded and protected triangle. It's just a blatant pip. I can assure you this watch is certifiable. But yes, it's a classic design with a contemporary twist, if you like that sort of thing, and it's a save the ocean. Thereby and therefore betwixt, I mean that proceeds of this sales of this hoy will go to some kind of oceanographical, conservational piats. I don't fully understand that, because JDMs do like to destroy marine life. But they're trying to fluff us up and give us a bit of a twitch on by promising to send funds to the sea. Get rid of that. I don't give a fuck. But it's very nice. Of course, give me an 017 over this on a daily, but then again, the price difference is quite staggering. You will find Zaratsu polishing here on these rather beautiful lug chamfers. Look at them! Just look! Unbelievable. It's quite staggering. But the dial is the thing that we have been ignoring, and I can't ignore it anymore. Look at this dial. Why have they done this? It is disgusting. This is the astrolabe, some kind of ancient navigational tool which was used to help seafarers determine their location based on the positions of the sun and stars. Get rid of it immediately. But I do have to say, it wears fantastically well. It really is extremely comfortable. Look at it on the wrist. The shape and conformation to the Nadgastek is second to none. And it is sublime in that respect. So I can't hate on him too much. And of course, we need to remember it's a great watch, apart from these disgraceful engravings which have been etched by retards upon the face of this twerp. We have an unsigned crown, should have been signed with the Seiko S or just Seiko across the crown in the horizontal position. But, you know, if you wanted an 043 or an 017 or even a SLA093 or one of the other skin diver cases from Seiko but couldn't afford them, this one is available at Mr. June price, around 1.3 to 1.5 thousand pounds. And it is very nice. On the back you'll find a screw down case which does feature the serial number, but it doesn't feature any kind of date of manufacture, which is quite fascinating. So that's the Astrolabe, and we'll get on with this because this is going to start taking a long time now. So that's the Astrolabe. We'll put him down there and get rid of his paperwork. The next twerp is something quite close to my heart. This is the Naomi Uemura SLA051, the greatest Japanese explorer probably of all time. I'm not going to list his achievements. All of these twerps have been reviewed in full before, and you can see all facts in great detail. But tonight I'll skip that. This watch cost 2,840 British pounds. New, but that's a ridiculous price for such a shitter. But Mr. June price for this one was 1.4 thousand British pounds. In mint condition on the bracelet. Look at the Pasek. But what else can we say? I mean, oh, I forgot to tell you, the 065 comes with a double domed sapphire. So we've got internal and external doming, minimal retardation of the lens. This one comes with, and I couldn't find any definitive answer, but I personally feel like it's flat with an internal dome, but the internal dome is not to the extent that it is with the Marine Master, because the crystal is larger, it doesn't flare out. But look there, you can see internal doming, but the top is flat. And this one also features the titanium carbon bezel, but in this case it's much less shiny and far more attractive. And listen to him. Absolutely Seiko. It's smooth and squishy, yet taut and moribund, just like a stiff. Moments after death, kill yourself immediately for the beach. I do like this bezel. It's very nice. It's coin edged as they usually are, but he's not the grippiest. But yes, very nice indeed. Of course, you've probably already seen they've put the date window between 4 and 5 o'clock. I don't like it, but it's there. ISO is fully TEG. The cases of these highs are deer shielded, which takes their hardness up to 500 Vickers twerps. Not particularly hard, and they're not scratch resistant, but they may deflect minor knocks and dings as if you scuffed it upon some sort of silicone rubber basket. But if you hit it on anything hard, as Mr. June has, you will find it will scuff. but it's a fucking twat. Look at the handset. Lollipop, not even once. We've got stick hands finished to the highest level of accuracy, and we also feature a Zaratsu polished chamfer across the mid case. Drilled lugs are featured on all ATEL Seikos. The brand Soletta is questionable. Tolerances are Seiko as usual. It is a... well, how many links is it? I mean, it's a... is it 5 link? It is a 1, 2... it's a 3 link, guys. I mean, come on. They're always trying to pass off a 5 as a 3. We have satin finished, elliptical, oblogoid, flancoid, central lump with high polished flanks, and unfortunately on an ATEL here we have a 6R Seiko clasp. Very nice. Look at how they've done it, and look how flawed it is. What a shit wig. Get rid of it. The case back is screwed down, 200 meters of water resistance, and you can see this one was made in 2021 March, and it is very nice. But yes, very great. Again, an unsigned crown, and this crown is the only thing about this watch I do not like. If you do it up too tight, you will not be undoing it in a hurry, bro, because it is just almost inaccessible to anyone. Anyone cannot access this watch. Mr. June can, but not all of us can. It's lovely. It's got beautiful fluting with some ridges there, but it is a real bastard, and when you want to wind it, it's just a fucking dickhead. You get sick of it immediately. Horrific X is featured. Oh, and of course, the papery dial. Hard to show, but it is a lovely dial. Markers are never applied on high-end Seikos. They punch them out from the back, and they claim that this is done to prevent them falling off under high-stress environments when we're all diving under the deep blue briny. Fuck that shit, bros. Put the page. But there we are. It's again 20mm lugs, 185 grams. We've got a 13mm of thickness here, apparently. Let's check. It's a 13mm thick. 44mm of diametration is listed by the Hattori family. Let's see. See what they fucking claim. Are they claiming the truth? What the fuck is that shit? That's not 44. Okay, that's close enough. And a 49.3mm lug to lug. We will kill ourselves straight away. It's a 49. What we got? 49, so that's good. They're not lying, bros. So Mr. June paid 1.4 thousand for this. It's a 2840 GVP. Get rid of that fucking price. What a dickhead. Fuck off. And next up, well, you all know where we're going. And we've been here before about 250 times. And before I even mention any of these, look at the fact that this SLA017 brand Solette on this watch is the perfect match. Get rid of this. Put this on. I should have done it before. But it is honestly an absolutely beautiful match. In all seriousness, guys. So, next up, we will feature the SLA. Well, which one should we go for? Which one, guys? Look at my Seiko wall clock. Look at it. Do you like it? It's shit, isn't it? Yes, it's fucking rubbish, but I like it. Because it's got the smooth sweep. Look at that sweep. Look at it. Anyway, we'll get back to the action with the two hoys that are just, you know, for me and all of you probably, all you pervs. I mean, fuck's sake, two Marines together. What a cunt. But this is the 047. This is the Mr. June's one. This belongs to Mr. June, as the other three here. This is the SLA047. It's based on the 6215. originator, inspired by him. This watch cost 3,000 British pounds new. Mr. June price was 1.85 thousand. So all of these Mr. June prices I'm giving you tonight, I'm doing it hopefully to help you out, because Seiko 8L watches depreciate massively within minutes of purchase. You can almost drop half the value. And if you're clever, you can find a mint one. The twerp game right now is dead. No one's buying anything. If you've got 2k for a twerp, you will save a fortune. Look at this fucking twat. He's almost mint as fuck. So, this one is 15.4 millimeters thick, I think. Look at him. Yes, well, there we go. 15.4. He's 44.3 in width. That's wrong. It's really hard to do. I mean, I'm completely blazed. Anyway, fuck that shit, bro. And a 50.5 lug to lug. We have the monoblock case. We all know about it. All you guys know everything about all of these twerps. I don't know why I'm boring you with the facts. Just look at the quality of it. It's a 300 meter water resistant saturation diver's watch. Comes in at 222 grams with all links in place. And this one is limited, and he does feature the limited edition, but he doesn't give you a serial number. Of course, we can see this is a 2020 November. It's funny how Seiko does their businesses. I mean, fucking hell, what a bunch of Hattori clowns, payats. But look at this unprotected triangle, which worries me immensely. This is a ceramic bezel, loomed up to the 20-minute marker. And, of course, it features, and so does, I'm not going to do the specs for this because they're exactly the same. This one is not limited, being the SLA023J1. But what a pair of cunts they are. What do you fucking think about them, bros? For the beach! 8L35 is featured inside both of these Voss. 26 joules, 28.8 VPH, 4 hertz movement, so 6 beats a second are featured, and the cases on these are just unmatched in my opinion. Just look at the fucking state of the cases. I don't much like the etched on crown. I would have much preferred Seiko or the S. Drone lugs are featured. The brancelettes are hated by most people, but for me and Mr. June, they are absolutely proper. And so you get this 50 hours of power reserve with a bidirectional winding system. I'll use my twerp now for the rest of the review and listen to the butter. What a fucking dickhead. Just listen to it! Can you hear that? You deaf bastards. It's hacking and hand winding. It's a 3-hander with date. It's based on the 9S55. Seiko calls the 8L35 the guardian of the deep. What a fucking joke that is. But it is normal Seiko's leading mechanical movement. This is the top end of normal Seiko. We'll not talk about the LXs with their spring drive. This is, as far as Seiko goes, this is the best movement you're going to get. It has MEMS technology, it's microelectrical mechanical systems technology used on the pallet fork and the escape wheel. Rhodium plated backplate and bridge and rotor. It's something quite staggeringly good, but unfortunately they're not regulated. So that's a bit shit, because they're capable of far more than we are given. But that's why Seiko do it, because they don't want to give us too much. They want us to buy more expensive twerps. But then they have the Spron, mainspring and hairspring. Spron being Seiko's proprietary alloy, some kind of special alloy. It's a good movement, but it's not a great movement. It's not regulated, and it could be a lot better. And I will tell you from my experience that accuracy starts off quite well, but it does start to wander a little bit, although both of these still run around 5 seconds a day. This one started off way better at literally 0, but it's not doing that anymore, and this one has changed a little bit as well. One final thing I have to say about all these hoys, and they're so great. Look at the fucking state of these. We can talk about anti-magnetism and amperes per meter. They're all listed as having 4,800 of amperes per meter anti-magnetism, and a lot of people don't really know about what that means, and I didn't really either, so I researched it a bit. 4,800 ampere meters is the minimum magnetic field strength that a twerp should have, be able to resist, to be labelled as an anti-magnetic hoy. But in the same sense that this one is probably 4,800 AM. It's the minimum. It's equivalent to about 60 Gauss, which you may be more familiar with, but that is the ISO standard for anti-magnetic watches. So that's the minimum standard to call a watch anti-magnetic. So that is quite uninteresting. But as an example of a highly anti-magnetic watch, you can talk about an Omega. They have several models like the Railmaster, etc., with 15,000 Gauss of anti-magnetism. Now that is equivalent to 1,193,663 ampere meters. So that gives you some perspective on how anti-magnetic these twerps are, which is basically not very much at all. Rolex Mil Gauss has 1,000 Gauss of anti-magnetism protection, or 80,000 ampere meters, as does the Zenni ZM model and possibly many others from other brands. But do not fear, bros, have no fear, because unless you are some sort of ass clown who likes sticking several neodymium magnets on your twerps for the beach, just for fun, then 4,800 ampere meters is just fine and more than enough to protect you from magnetism for day-to-day use. Now, the combined value of all the twerps I've listed here tonight is £11,310, and for that price, just out of interest, you could buy one Omega Speedmaster Moon Phase, or you could have all 4 of these shitters. So I don't know which one you guys would rather have. But as a final closing thought, I will loom up the twats, and we'll see if there is a difference between Marine Master and other ATELs. So let me just charge them up, and let me finish off by saying how much I appreciate you all, bros, and anyone who stayed to the end for the beach. Get rid of it, yourself and others. Keep everything retarded. May your feathers remain retarded. Never give up, and stay freaky. So let's have a look at these respective looms. So there is a bit of a difference, and you will see that the MMs out-angle the shitters. I'll pump them up a bit. Let's pump them all up. Give them a bit more. Fucked up shit, bros. So freaky. Look at them. I mean, I'd have to say these MMs, only the tuner that Mr. June has can out-angle the MM. There's more of it, it's deeper, it's thicker, it's more fucked up. So that's about all. It's about all we've got. Hope you like my fucking clock, bros. And I will leave you with a few thoughts. Get rid of yourself. Thank you, Mr. June and 3K Clip Bob. Stay freaky and never give up.